guys, what's up? It's Alexa, and today I'm going to be doing my first Storytime video, but this is special because this video is dedicated to everybody that has been bullied, and also everybody that says like, oh, in 10 years from now none of this is going to matter, or in 10 years from now they're going to look back and laugh, because this is one of those stories where 9 years later I'm the one laughing, kind of ish. So a couple months ago my friends and I were all sitting at lunch, and these are my friends that are like the most inspiring, hardworking, talented, motivated, incredible humans. And I'm like, how did I get so lucky to be friends with you? Like, how do I, like, I'm so lucky that I have you and you're like this amazing supportive friend, and then you motivate me to do so many things, and you're just inspiring and fantastic. Those friends that are in my life. And we were all talking about how we were all bullied at some point, and how some of us were like really severely bullied, some of us were like kind of bullied, but like enough where it like fueled us to want to do something big. So yeah, and then it kind of got to me, and they were like, what's the worst thing anyone ever did to you? And I was like, oh yeah, somebody wrote whale whore on my forehead. And they were like, somebody wrote whale whore on your forehead? Like, what does that mean? And then I was like, oh my god, this is like an entire story I've completely erased from my memory, because I guess it was that traumatizing to me. So I kind of remember it now. I do remember it now, to the point where I can tell it. And then at the end of the story, it gets better, because it fast forwards 9 years later, and then it's like, so like in middle school, I was very, very, very uncool. I still don't really think I'm cool, but in school, I did not fit in whatsoever, especially in Laguna Beach, where the only way that you can be accepted is by playing like volleyball or like a water sport, or being like everybody else. Like, you can't be an individual there. It's not encouraged at all. Or maybe if you're like one of those rare kids that people think it's like a novelty thing, like on the whole, if you want to do something unique, you're gonna get judged for it and criticized, and I'm sure it's that way in a lot of schools. So for me, it was worth it. I was like, I still want to do what I want to do. Everyone else can back off. But I was really bullied for it, and had like one friend who's still my friend today, which is cool. But I remember there was a girl that was nice to me, and I think her mom invited me because she felt bad for me. But I was invited to this girl's birthday party, and it was like, I forgot what we did, but we did something before where there was like boys from the school too, and then all the girls had like a sleepover after. And so I remember at like the first party, like I didn't really hang out with anybody. I hung out with like her mom, and I think she had like siblings, so I was like hanging out with the siblings because no one would hang out with me. So eventually we got to the sleepover part. So we kind of all just like sprawled out across her house. So also that year I was the sickest I had ever been. I had horrible, horrible pneumonia, to the point where like I was about to be hospitalized because my pneumonia was so horrible. And I would like, I don't think I attended very much of like the first part of school, because I was constantly in and out of being sick, and like when I was at school felt horrible, and then I was getting bullied, so it just sucked. So I had to take a medication because sometimes it was hard for me to sleep throughout the night, and it would just knock me out. I would be dead tired, and like I would not wake up for anything. And so her mom gave me the medication, and I feel like the girls must have known somehow, or they must have just been really, really ballsy and decided to do this regardless. But before I went to sleep, they were all talking, and like they were taking photos, and like wouldn't let me be in the pictures, and would be like, you should take them, you should whatever. Just like being very outright mean, and then like passive aggressively mean. But like I didn't feel welcome there, but I was just so excited to have been invited to something, and so excited that somebody wanted me at their birthday party. That to me was like amazing. Eventually I was like, I'm gonna go in this other room, I'm gonna like go up in a corner and just sleep there, and no one's gonna bother me, and no one will even realize that I'm gone. It'll be awesome. So I did that, and the next thing I know, I woke up at like 5 in the morning, which was weird because it's something that I would have never done. I must have like instinctually known that something bad had happened. And my entire body was like covered in Sharpie, like horrible, horrible things. And I remember I looked in the mirror, and it was like whale whore. And I didn't know what whore meant, but I like started kind of scrubbing everything off. And I couldn't get everything off because some of it was Sharpie and some of it was like other marker. And like they're just everything. Like they wrote like fat across my stomach. They wrote like ugly on my face. They wrote like pale, like just anything you could possibly make fun of me for, they did. They like drew in my hair. Just like bizarre, like why would anybody think of doing that kind of thing? And I think I was just so upset by it. I was so excited that we were all gonna wake up and like have breakfast, and I knew like the parents were gonna be there so nobody could be mean to me, and it was gonna be so fun, and I was like looking forward to that, which is so sad because no one wanted me there. I was there out of like literal pity or to be made fun of. Like I was not there genuinely invited. And I don't know why I was so excited. And that also makes me so sad because it's like that's how badly I wanted to fit in and I just wanted friends. Like that's so sad to me. I remember looking in the mirror though and seeing whale whore on my forehead and just being confused. And the school kind of called me a whale. Like a lot of boys called me fat, and like there was an ongoing joke. It's another story about how I was just like the whale of the school. It was weird though because I was never fat. I just wasn't like a super skinny girl. Anyway, I started like washing it off, and like whale whore washed it off, but like I knew I had to call my mom, and so I went to go get my phone, and somebody had unplugged my phone and took my charger. So I was like, okay, my phone's dead. I don't have no one to call. There was one girl that was nice to me, so I took her phone and borrowed her phone and called my mom, and like didn't wake anybody up. I just wanted to get out, and like I didn't want it to be a big thing. I was so mortified. I didn't want anyone to see it. I just wanted to leave and just pretend it never happened. And so I remember it was 5 a.m. I called my mom like 12 times, and eventually she picked up, and I was like, Mom, you have to come get me. Something bad happened. So she like jetted over, came and got me, and I remember like I got in the car and I was like, Mom, what does whore mean? And she was like, how do you know that word? And I'm like, oh, somebody wrote whale whore on my forehead. Being the innocent 13-year-old I was, not knowing what that meant at all. And I just remember going to school. I didn't go to school because we couldn't get all the Sharpie off my body. I didn't go to school that next Monday, but I went to school the day after. And everyone was like, oh, I heard you whale whore. And apparently that girl had taken a photo of it and like posted it wherever people posted things, MySpace, whatever. I don't even know what the thing was at that time. But like the whole school had seen like this whale whore thing, and I was just like petrified, and it was the worst thing ever. One of the very horrible, like many things that happened to me in middle school. But there was like this one specific girl that was horrible and was so mean to me and wrote whale whore on my forehead and sent it to everybody in school, like literally wanted to ruin my life. Fast forward, I run into this girl 9 years later, and we're all at a restaurant. It was not the same restaurant where we had the dinner table thing, but she comes up to me and she was like, oh my God, do you remember me? I'm like, I can't believe we're running into each other. We both live in LA now. This is crazy. And I was just kind of like, yeah, I do. And then later, she came up again when I was kind of getting up to go out, and she was like, hey, like, I hate to ask this, but like, I'm currently trying to get a job at like, insert the company that I'm currently like working with, and I was wondering if there's any way that you could like possibly give me a referral or any tips on how to get in or who I should contact there. I was just kind of like, hey, I hope you do well. I hope everything works out, but I can't give you that referral as a friend because you're not my friend and you've never been a friend to me. And 9 years ago, you wrote whale whore on my forehead and sent it to everybody in school. And it wasn't like a petty thing. I just like literally couldn't give her that reference because it was like, you ruined my life. I mean, like now I guess like whatever, but it's like, dude, you traumatized me. No, I'm not giving you a reference. And you might think I'm like evil for not doing that, but like, damn. And I tweeted about this like a month ago and everyone was like, I would have ended her or whatever. I do feel bad because it's like she was only 13 when she did it, but it's like you kind of know better when you're 13 and like maybe don't bully people and expect a job reference. Like, I don't know. Maybe if you bullied somebody to the point where they left the school, you might want to just like not. And I honestly like wish the best for all the girls that wrote all over my body, even though they traumatized me and there was this memory that was suppressed, and it's honestly another reason why I probably carry so much emotional baggage. Honestly, really genuinely wish the best for all of them. I know a lot of them are doing super well, so power to you guys. I will never give you a job reference, but you guys can probably figure it out on your own because here I am, just one YouTube kid. You might not all want to work in my field. I have no idea. But yeah, 9 years later, I'm living the life I've always wanted to live. Yeah, everything's good. Everything's swell. So the moral of the story is if you are getting bullied in school, it gets better. 9 years from now, that might happen to you, or it might not. It doesn't really matter because you're going to find yourself and you're going to be stoked and you're going to be in a place where you have amazing friends and you're doing everything you want to do and you get to live a life that you love. Cheesy, but it's true. So I hope you guys liked my whale whore story. If you did, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and let me know if you're getting bullied or anything, if you want any advice or tips and tricks coming from somebody that is, I don't know, I still get bullied. coming from somebody that got severely bullied, I feel like I can give some pretty decent insight. Let me know if you have any questions or if you think I'm in the right or in the wrong. I'm just interested. I think this is a funny, weird story, and I will see you guys next Wednesday, and until then, bye!